How's it going, everybody? Rybread here today, and boy do I have the start of a video for you. I did a little pre-scouting and I addressed some of our issues and got rid of, and I'm thinking you guys might hate this trade, but I personally love this trade. It's an all-in trade to go for this year. We get everything that this team needs. We get rid of some of the guys that you guys don't necessarily want on the team anymore, but there's some guys on the trade block that I was actually really surprised about. You might have seen his name. I just passed the news, and he's on the trade block. But there's some really freaking good players on the trade block. And we're going to Pittsburgh, boys. And there it is. Sidney Crosby and Chris Letang are both on the trade block. Now, I know they're both 35, but they can easily play till they're 37, and they're both 88 overall already. Or still. Not already, but still. He's potential. He's an exact top 9 forward, and he's an exact top 4. So you know we're gonna go ahead and throw these two guys on the block, and I'll show you the trade here. It's actually I think it's fantastic. Sidney Crosby he's still amazing. He's still listed as a first-line forward, and he's still got everything as far as individual stats. I know his contract's a little big for 3 years, but you're getting Sidney Crosby at 35 towards the end of his career. But same thing with Chris Letang, another great defender. He's 35. They may drop off, but I don't think they're gonna drop off that much comparatively. And even if they do drop off a little bit, they'll still be better than the guys that I believe we are trading away. We are also going to go ahead and get ourselves a backup goalie here. Now, I know he's not a lot better, but Gustafsson here, Philip Gustafsson is a 82 overall, listed as a backup goalie, 24. He's got some decent individual stats as far as reflexes and stuff like that, so we'll throw him on there. And we're also getting ourselves a draft pick in this trade. We're going to get the Penguins' first-round pick in this trade as well. So there's what we're getting from the Penguins. And the guys we're giving up, I don't think you guys would be too upset to see me give these two guys up. We're only giving up 2 players. And those guys would be Ryan O'Reilly and Tyler Myers. Now, I know O'Reilly's 88-31, but you're basically getting Ryan O'Reilly for Sidney Crosby, which would be fantastic. I know Ryan O'Reilly is a great two-way forward and everything, but if you look at points, he does fairly well, is the thing. And then Tyler Myers, I hit B. Tyler Myers, I don't necessarily want him on this team anyway, and if I could upgrade him to Chris Letang, that would be so much better. Chris Letang is much better than Tyler Myers, and Tyler Myers, I know he's only 32, but he really doesn't have the stats there, and he's been a minus player ever since he got here to Buffalo, so I kind of want to get rid of him. Plus, we're getting a first and a goaltender out of this, so it's O'Reilly for Crosby, Letang for Myers, and then we're getting Gustafsson and a first as well in this trade. We have the cap space to get this done, barely though. You guys let me know if this is a good trade, but we're getting Sidney Crosby in this trade, which is pretty ridiculous. I know it's not in his prime, but if you guys look at his point totals, they have been dropping off, but it's not been that severe. And on the second line, I think he's going to be deadly for us. If he can put up 77 or 60 to 70 points for us, probably more. Is going to be fantastic. Same thing with Letang. He puts up a lot of points on defense, above almost at least 50 every year, basically. So he's not dropping off too much either. We're getting a potential starter goaltender who's our backup this year, and we're getting a first-round pick out of it. So I think this is a fantastic trade, guys. You guys go ahead and let me know, but we're going to go ahead, move Bill Flood down, and go ahead and get Sidney Crosby and Chris Letang. All right, so Letang and Crosby both have anxiety with the new team. Philip Gustafsson also has anxiety with his new team. I'm seeing, okay, so Cam Fowler lost morale for trading away Ryan O'Reilly. Okay, Ryan O'Reilly was... Okay, people liked Ryan O'Reilly, but... And we're upset because we traded away a quality player in Ryan O'Reilly, and we're not happy because we. Are you kidding me? We're not happy because we traded away a quality player and didn't get quality players in return. An 87 and an 88. I mean, guys, come on. This is fantastic for us. I mean, Jesus. All right, so we'll send Flood down. Gustafsson's only an 81, a little bit better, but he's listed as a backup where Flood was listed as a minor starter. And then we're keeping, I'm going to hold on to Cal Foote. I know we should probably trade him away, but I'm going to send him down to the minors and let him see if he can grow like at least 1 or 2 points. I doubt he will because he wants to be in the NHL. I may just stop this video at the trade deadline if something happens, or we could go all the way through. Let's go ahead and do best lines here. There's Sidney Crosby there, and then Mitch Marner. Jesus, this makes me so happy to see Sidney Crosby here. And he may not be an 88 because he is no longer super happy, but I mean, damn, like his individual stats are still fantastic. He's 35, so we can get 2 more years out of him. He's probably going to be a third-line center by next year. So we'll have him for then, or he might retire. And then defensively, now we have Chris Letang, Ristolainen, and Fowler into Lola on the second line, and Bean and Ulfbacher. So we did upgrade our defense. We did take a slight hit on center, but I definitely think Sidney Crosby is better than Ryan O'Reilly in my book. So Mitch Marner is listed as a second line forward, so he will get second line power play minutes, and we'll have Crosby, Roslovic, and Marner there on that second power play unit. And yeah, I'm very, very happy with how this is looking. As far as penalty kill, they're still putting. Okay, so they did put Eichel there. We can put Marner here as well, just because Marner wants ice time, so we'll give him some ice time, just so he grows maybe. Because he's still got that low elite potential. This is the last year we'll see some growth out of Mitch Marner, so maybe he could get up to an 87, 88. We could even trade Sidney Crosby next year or something like that. But guys, we have gone and acquired Sidney Crosby and Chris Letang, two of the best players in the NHL still, even though they're quite old. I'm just showing you guys I'm turning injuries off for preseason. We'll simulate through the preseason, and then I may just skip ahead in the simulation, so you guys don't have to sit here and watch me just simulate, because we're in season 6. I think this is 22-23. I believe it's season 6 or 5 or something like that. But so we'll go ahead and simulate through the preseason here. I'll show you guys that I'm turning injuries back on, and then the next thing you guys should see is the end of the month recap. Up against Boston here. Oh, we probably have some player meetings to go to. Oh, edit scouting assignment. Let's see here. We've got 25 forwards here, so we'll scout for 1 month in the OHL. Why not? Guys, I can't believe we just went ahead and acquired Sidney Crosby and Chris Letang and a first-round pick and a backup goaltender. That was, I mean, I know we're maybe giving up a little bit as far as age is concerned, but what was I going to change? I was going to change something. Oh, player meetings. Okay, nobody wants to meet. Never mind. I know we did give up age. Like Letang has 3 years on Myers, so Myers is 32, Letang is 35, and O'Reilly was 31, and Crosby is 35. So I know there's age there, and we may not have him for as long. But don't forget, guys, if he starts to plummet or something like that, or next season isn't quite as good, we can trade him away at the deadline and just move Sidney Crosby around the entire NHL. But I think he's going to simulate fantastically for us. Yeah, that's fine. I don't care about the cap thing. Let's go ahead, turn injuries back on, and I will show you guys the end of the month here as soon as I do this really quickly. Oh, goodness. Rules. It's rules, right? I always go back and forth and forget where the hell it is. All right. Oh, and does it matter if I have period length on 4 minutes or 20 minutes? I'm going to put it on 20 minutes just because I don't know if that actually makes a difference. I don't think it does, just because it's simulating, so I'm not playing it anyway. But we'll see how it goes. Here we go, guys. I'm going to go ahead and simulate. You should see the end of the month here coming up. Here it is, guys. A decent month. Pretty average, though. 5-4. I would have expected this team to do better, but apparently defensively we are killing it. When we win, it's a 6-0 win, a 3-0 win, and a 2-0 win, and then 4-2 we won there. Our losses, we did get smacked a little bit. 5 goals, 4 goals, 4 goals. But so far the team is simulating the way I kind of like it. When we win solidly all around. When we lose, I'd like to keep our goals down a little bit. But we'll go 1 more month, and then we will check out how the stats are going. So hopefully the simulation keeps on going well. So here's the month of Sim Boys. We started off fantastic in this month, 2-1, 4-2, and then we got a point there, but we won here, and I thought things were turning around for us. And then we did take a couple L's, 4 straight L's to end the month here. We are 12-10-1, so we didn't improve too much. We are 1 point out of the playoffs, but only 5 points out of first. So if we get hot and get everything clicking, we're going to be a great team. And look at that, boys. Sidney Crosby is leading the team in points. He's got 21 in 23. He's a minus player, though, so I think there's something wrong with our players as far as plus and minuses are concerned. Again, Mitch Marner is a plus. Jack Eichel's a -3, so we're pretty average, but Sam Reinhart's a -10. Jesus. All right, so I haven't made any changes to lines or anything. I may consider it. Let's see. How is Chris Letang's right up there too as far as points. So there we go, guys. 2 of the guys we traded for are top of the team in points. So I think I'm going to leave it go. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and check out the team stats because I want to see how many goals per game we're letting in as well. There we are right down here. So we're scoring 2.91. Oops, that's the button to sort. 2.91, which is tied for second with the Leafs, and then goals against. We are tied for second again in most goals against. So I'm going to do a quick line change here. I think Nylander, he's just too... I'm going to actually move Mitch Marner up and Dalcall down. I don't know if Dalcall is he a minus player? Yeah, he's a -7. Good lord. And Nylander's only a -1. So you know what? We're going to flip Dalcall and Marner and give Marner that second line right wing spot. So this team is pretty darn deep all over. So Jaden Schwartz is down to an 85. I think, he's not happy. Well, he's not happy with his performance, but that's fine. So there we go, guys. There are their updated lines. Defense-wise, let's see. Who's a minus player? Minus, 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 minus. So everyone's a minus. And I don't think our goalies are performing too poorly, right? I mean, Jonathan Quick should be playing pretty well. He's got a 901 save percentage. I'd like to see him step it up. And Philip Gustafson's got 917, so he's doing just fine for us as well. So if we can get a little bit better performance out of our goaltending and defense, I think this team should be good. I will go ahead and get it up to the All-Star break, boys, and I will come back when I am done with the simulation. All right, guys, so we took off there. Just to bring you back in. We had a serious point streak going here. So we started with this game against Detroit. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 game point streak in this. And we are 30, 15, and 5 at the All-Star game. That should be good for first in the division, I hope. Yeah, we are 1 point ahead of Toronto, who is right behind us. But boys, this team is clicking on all cylinders right now. We are back to form from before the Stanley Cup push. All right, Mitch Marner wants to talk. Yep, calming, there we go. He likes calming, I figured that out. Sidney Crosby did get hurt, but it was only for a game, and so the lines are still the same. You guys haven't missed anything, but just checking out the stats really quickly. Sidney Crosby is still leading the team. As you guys saw there, he is now only an 85, listed as a second line forward, but he's still fantastic. He's great. I mean, his shot has decreased a little bit, and his skating isn't as great, but he's still going to put up a lot of points for us. Nylander also is putting up a lot of points. Marner is putting up a ton of points. Marner's actually ahead of Eichel, so the duo of Crosby and Marner is surpassed Eichel and Nylander. So Roslovic on that first line is, he's got 24 penalty minutes. I don't want to really change anything right now. I was thinking about putting actually Sam Reinhart back on that second line, or on that first line, just so maybe we can get some more points. But if this is working, if Crosby and Marner want to lead the team in points, I'm all for that. Defenseman Chris Letang is a point every 2 games, so 25 points in 50 games. Same thing with Cam Fowler, almost. Risto's got 19, and these guys this is what they're doing. Nobody else has grown, really, so that's kind of depressing to see. And then goaltending-wise, our stats, so Gustafson apparently has a point. Yep, Quick's almost at a 918, and Gustafson's at a 933, so we found a good backup. And then a 239, and his is sub-2. So, guys, we've got our goaltending, we've got our forwards, and we have our defensive core. I think we're going to be pretty good. I'm just going to go ahead and simulate through the through the trade deadline, because I don't think we need to make any trades here, guys. Let's go ahead, and you know what? I'll bring you in for it, and we'll stay here. I'll stay with you guys here. So let's go ahead and get up to the trade deadline here against Pittsburgh. See if we can stay hot. We are 30, 15, and 5. Good lord, that's ridiculous to me. A 4-2 win versus Florida. Okay, we don't have a lot of games here in the month of February versus Vancouver. They're about 500. We should be able to handle them, but you never know. A 3-1 loss. Yeah, just as I say we should be able to handle them, we get a regulation loss, of course. Just edit the scouting assignment. I've been scouting basically Canada and finding the forwards and defensemen. So they want to give us Ranta for our 3rd round. And yeah, no, because we already have a backup goaltender. I don't need one anymore. I had that on the trade block. I'm not going to change it because it's just going to be a couple trades. Oh, some players want to meet with me. Who wants to talk? So Mitch Marner's very chatty lately. Even I have to admit, our team is performing well lately. I agree, yeah. Yeah, there we go. And Mitch Marner's morale is skyrocketing, so he's up to an 87 now because of morale. Yeah, he's really, really happy. He's putting on a show for us. Versus Edmonton, we take a 6-2 win there. Awesome to see that. At Minnesota, they're really good too. They've got more wins than we do, actually. And we take a shootout loss, so that's still a point. I'm actually really concerned with winning first in the division, which would be fantastic. Maybe even first in the conference, but I'm just going to look at first in the division as our goal for now. Because we are there. We were there when I checked the stats. Okay, Vancouver again, we lose in a shootout, that's a point. But we did just beat LA in a shootout against Edmonton now. So they want to give us Jordy, Ben, and no. Oh, and a 3rd. Maybe I want this trade and just I can send Ben down to the minors, or is he? Yeah, no, he's too good to send down to the minors. I'd take I'd definitely take a third and then give me like a fourth and something like that for this prospect. I'd definitely take that. I don't think this guy's anything fantastic. A 3.45 for Lanevu. I mean, he's a top 9 forward. He's medium top 9. Ooh, he's 20, medium top 9, 74. Never mind. I want to hold on to this guy and see how good he gets. He's actually doing really well for us. So I'm going to hold on to him. I thought he was just a low top 9 prospect that I could just dish away, but we get shut out 1-0 against the Oilers, but then we followed up with a 5-3 solid win against the Nashville Predators. 5-4 shootout loss, so that's still a point against Calgary. We have Arizona, who's a pretty good team, and Jack Roslovic has been injured. I will be right back, guys. We're good to go against the Arizona Coyotes. What happened? We lost 5-3, and then versus Florida. Okay, edit scouting assignment. I'll get that done really quickly. Let's see here. We'll just go scout the SHL forwards for 3 weeks. Why not? I feel like there's not this few prospects out there. It says there's not a lot of prospects. Like there's 23 prospects in like the OHL, but I don't believe it. So we are 34-18-9 at the trade deadline. Pittsburgh is not doing too well after getting rid of Crosby. And wow, the Leafs have taken off. So we can stay here in this second spot in the division, but I would like to catch them. I don't think we will, though. Now that especially that Jack Roslovic has gotten hurt. Otto Makinen, he won't. I won't. Okay, perfect. Well, responds well to the firm approach. So we'll keep it going here. We'll get to the end of the season, and we'll see how we did. All right, we got 21 games left to pick up. What is that? Was it 4 points, 7 points, something like that? I forgot how many points it was. But let's go ahead and simulate up to towards the end of the season here. Versus Pittsburgh, let's see, we lose in a shootout, but that's still a point. I'd still like 2 points, 3-1 loss. I bring you guys in, and all of a sudden, we come back down to earth. I mean, I didn't do anything sketchy or shady when I was doing it. I was just simulating, and we were doing really well. I was getting really excited, but I had nobody to share the excitement with. And now that you guys are here, we're not winning as much. Okay, we do beat the Jack Roslovic is back, so give me 1 second. All right, we did end up beating the New Jersey Devils. Let's see if we can get hot now and keep it on a roll here. Versus Dallas, what happens? We win 3-1. There we go. And at Montreal, a divisional opponent, we lose in regulation 4-3. Now we're going up against Ottawa, a pretty good team on our heels. We win in a shootout. So we did get 2 points. They got 1, but we still got 2. We got a point against the Capitals there in overtime at New Jersey, who's a really good team. We lose 3-1. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, up against the Rangers here. That's fine. That's in the minors. I don't really care who gets injured down there in the minors. I'll just let the computer scout from here on out. We lose 2-1 to the Rangers there versus Pittsburgh. That's fine down there in the minors. Versus Pittsburgh, we lose 2-0. Versus Anaheim, we win in a shootout, so it's a lot closer of a game. Our games are coming up around here. Versus Winnipeg, they're about 500 of a team. We win 3-1. That's awesome. Now against Toronto and Ottawa, and then Detroit. Oh, we hit a point against Toronto. Against Ottawa, we take both points. And then versus Detroit, we win 7-2. So good lord, offense is getting much hotter there towards the end of the season. Mitch Marner's upset because of his ice time, but I do have him in that second line. So guys, we are only 5 points behind Toronto with 5 games remaining. I'm pretty sure we're going to stay in second because we're 5 points above Tampa Bay, but you never know. We got 5 games remaining, so do they. We got to pick up 5 points on Toronto. They got to pick 5 points up on us, and they have a game against us coming up, so let's go ahead and simulate through this game against Tampa Bay. I'd really like to catch Toronto here. That game at the end of the season against Toronto might be huge for the division if they get a little bit cold here. A 7-3 win. Awesome to see that. So we'll go ahead and simulate up to this game against Nashville versus Detroit. We did qualify for the playoffs, boys, so after a brief stint of missing the playoffs, we were able to get back in, and oh my god, Detroit rebounded and smacked us 7-3. God, they beat us badly. Jeez. All right here, so we are 5 points behind Toronto with 3 games remaining. It's a long stretch, but we do have 1 game against them. Oh god, the Predators are bad. 28, 45, and 6. Good lord, that's not anything like they are right now in real life. But again, this is pretty far in our universe. Against Nashville, can we beat them? They're a bad team. Oh, Sidney Crosby is injured with a hamstring and won't be back. Well, he'll be back for the playoffs. So that's good to see that Sidney Crosby will be back for the playoffs. I'm just going to hit assistant coach Bet's roster, and we win 3-2 against Nashville. Did Toronto drop their game, or are they pretty much set? We're only 3 points behind them now. We still could catch them. We love our late season drama. Let's go ahead and get up to this game against Philly, against Toronto. Can we beat Toronto and make the final game of the season count? Or are we going to lose and just play this? Okay, Sidney Crosby is back. Let's hit best lines, and we lose 3-1. So Toronto has safely secured our division. But boys, Oh God, this is actually a pretty important game here. This determines whether we get home ice advantage or we have to play in Tampa Bay in the first 2 games. So let's go ahead and simulate through this game against Philadelphia. Come on, I just want a point here. We need a point, would definitely help us here. And we take a 2-1 regulation loss. Is that going to mean we're in 3rd place in the division? No. Are they done? Let's go ahead and simulate up a day. And we have home ice advantage against the Tampa Bay Lightning boys. So there it is. We finished off the season. Let's go ahead and check out who led the team in points and what the stats were. Sidney Crosby actually led the team in points. Jeez, with 62. So we don't have a lot of point-producing guys, but then again, we are a pretty deep team. So let's go ahead and check out our forwards. Sidney Crosby had 26 goals and 36 assists for 62 points. Mitch Marner actually killed it for us. He had 60 points. Eichel had 57. Nylander had 57. Roslovic doesn't put in a ton of points, and I guess neither does Reinhart. Dalcal, Schwartz, and McNeely down there, and then these guys down here. I mean, if you're getting 20-plus points from, like, 4th-line guys, that's not too bad. Let's go ahead and check out our not goalies. We'll check out goalies in a second. Let's go defensemen, see how our defensemen did. Chris Letang had 40 points for us. Cam Fowler had 36, and Risto had 31, so pretty good. Chris Letang is still at an 88 for us, so that's awesome to see. He hasn't dropped. If you guys didn't notice, Sidney Crosby did drop a little bit. He's down to an 85. Listed as a 3rd-line scoring forward, though, so we can put him on the 3rd line, and he's not going to be upset. So if you're rolling out Sidney Crosby with those kind of individual stats on your 3rd line, I think we're going to have a very good team. I think I want to keep him on the 2nd line, though. He performs pretty well there, it seems like. Okay, so a 918 and a 922. So Gustafsson did come back down to earth a little bit. Not too much, though. Quick had 4 shutouts this season, probably more towards the beginning of the season, and a 2.44 goal against average. So that's pretty good. Now, we do have an aging team, so these guys are going to help us make the playoffs now, but I'm concerned about drop-off for the future. So you guys go ahead and let me know what you think we should do there. And Jamie Benn and Tyler Seguin, holy shit, both guys had over 100 points. Good lord. And then Malkin, for St. Louis, actually had 83 points, so maybe we should have gotten Malkin. Apparently, he goes off. I guess Sidney Crosby could have had that too if we would have put him on the 1st line. It's something I would entertain, even though he's listed as a 3rd-line scoring forward. I'm not too worried about it. Tarasenko and Malkin, yeah, they killed it. Teuvo Teravainen actually had 81. Kuznetsov was up there. Stamkos, Kane. Provorov was up there. McDavid, who's up to a 94 now. I don't know. Yeah, we're not going to have anybody towards the top. But as far as goals, who's leading the NHL in goals? Tarasenko, closely followed by Seguin and Jamie Benn as well. So these guys both put up 40-plus goals. So Dallas was pretty much carried by these 2 guys. Then we'll go to defensemen, see who's going to win. Provorov, who's a fantastic defenseman, has 77 points in 82 games, almost a point per game for a defenseman. Oliver Ekman-Larsson and D'Angelo, wow, these 2 guys both play for the Arizona Coyotes, and they were up there towards the top. So that's impressive. Let's go back to goalies now and see who led the NHL in goalies. Let's go for goal against average over here. Who's got the best goal against average with the most wins? So it looks like Martin Jones would be the guy, 216 goal against average and 928 save percentage, so that was pretty good for the Leafs. Yeah, he did very, very well for the Leafs. So that's where their bread and butter is made. The Leafs, I guess, is in their goaltending because he was their highest guy. I didn't see anybody else as far as stats were concerned for them. So there it is, guys. We will be taking on the Tampa Bay Lightning in the playoffs in round number 1. I cannot wait for it. Let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to see more, and I will see you in the next one.